Hello, and how are you? Thank you so much for having me again on this forum. Even today, as we focus on speaking about dads, and I know there are so many dads represented here in our church and beyond. But even during this time, I hope that dads, you are protecting, you're working very hard to protect yourself, to protect your families, and even the community and workmates during this time, even when we have our future so much uncertain. And yet, even with uncertain times, we know and we are encouraged that we should actually stay positive. Somebody said the meaning of the word crisis, like we are in right now. It's actually a Chinese saying. It's not a saying, actually. The word crisis in Chinese has two. It's a combination of two words, and those two words actually give, one is dangerous, and crisis always provides an opportunity. And so today we'll be looking at what opportunity does the crisis which we are in as dads, what opportunities does it give us, even as we spend time or attempt to spend time with our loved one, particularly with our children. Of course, during this time, we are not used to spending so much time with them. We are used to spending time with our children in April holiday, August holiday, and December holiday. But we are not used to having 3 months, 4 months with them at home. And I don't know whether you know, as dads, what they say, the psychologists say. Psychologists say that dads actually, when they spend time with their infants, whether holding them, whether carrying them, just infants hearing the voices of their dad, it helps them to be able to attach better. And when you talk about attachment, we mean they are able to attach to relationships later in their lives, and they are able to relate better with their peers and even with the adults, because they are used to hearing an authoritative voice from their dads. And so, did you know that if you spend more time with boys, whether small boys, whether adolescents at home, fathers, we believe that those boys at a later time, they are able to even relate better with members of the opposite sex as they observe you, as they see what you are doing, what you're saying, as they see you interacting with your peers, as they see you interacting with their mother. They are able to know, what can I do differently? What can I, how are relationships, how do I handle relationships in my life? And so there are so many things that actually come as a result of dads just being present. It is said that boys actually find approval from their dads much more than their moms. Of course, they say that also that boys become stronger in their even in their workplace, because they learn about things to do with work ethics when they especially learn it from their dad. Of course, it is also said that girls, when they relate better with their dad and with a strong, firm hand of their fathers, they produce stronger daughters, rather than the opposite, when they say, also psychologists believe that strong mothers produce weak sons. And so that place of strength, that place of authoritativeness, that place of firmness, that responsibility seems to be given to fathers. And so with this, I'm hoping that even as we speak about dads, it gives you an opportunity to know you are so much needed at home. You're so much needed as a person, as a father at home, whether your children are small, whether your children are big. You're so much needed at home. But then what can we do even to enhance our relationships? I was talking to a dad who was telling me that I don't know what to do with my children. I have never stayed long with them like this. I've never stayed with my parents this long. So this is very new. This is very new to me. So I'm going to give you a few tips. What can we do so that in this crisis we can be able to have the most? We have an opportunity to invest with them without feeling overwhelmed. And so that we can be able to impact our children, whether male, whether female, we can be able to impact them positively. And you know, one of the things that we have been told is that it is always good to stay calm. As an authority figure, as a father, we are told you should be able to stay calm in spite or despite the fact that we are in a crisis. We are worried about our jobs. We are worried about income. We are worried about our health. Demonstrating or modeling an attitude of calmness helps the children to have one thing that is constant. Already the children are worried about not going back to school. But seeing you, they are lifting up their eyes and looking at you and wondering, is everything okay? So when they see you, calm and maintaining a positive attitude, even during this time, when they see that, what happens is that they feel that there is one constant person. They are able to feel calm. They feel that there's somebody who is constant, rather than venting our emotions and telling them the country, we are having so many cases going up, we need to be careful, and we are just being so frantic. When we are frantic at home, what happens is that, again, it really affects the children. They may not tell you, but they will see it and note in their hearts that things are not good. So model an attitude of just being able to be calm, especially when you're around your children. We are also encouraged that during this time of COVID-19, I know there are many dads who have been doing many things, playing games, taking walks with their children. You've learned many games that you didn't know. But we are told even cooking a meal with your sons, or even with your daughters or both. If you could decide, maybe on Wednesday or Tuesday or on weekends, it is my day, we are going to be having that special. That is actually something very encouraged, because on two sides, what it does, that it gives you an opportunity to spend time with them as you cook, as you make mistakes in the kitchen. They are able to see you trying new tasks, which you never did, and you're doing it with confidence. So again, they develop a sense of confidence as they see you trying new tasks, as they see you cooking. It really gives them an opportunity to continue learning. Study your children. We have been told, as we relate with them, for those parents, for those of us who have been working an 8-to-5 job, many times we don't have an opportunity to study them and to know this child is like this. This child is extroverted, and therefore she prefers to process her things through thinking. This child is introverted, and so this child needs a time alone to be able to process things. And so as dad, it's also an opportunity to be able to spend time with them, observing and studying them, to know who is my daughter, who is my son, and what is it that makes them tick? What is it? What are their fears? What opportunities in life? What career paths do I pray even or wish for this child? So it's another opportunity again to, when you're observing somebody, when you're studying somebody, you need to be present. You need to be there and observe them many times over and over a long period of time. So we are told, spend a lot of time studying, so that even when you're responding to your children, when you're responding to them, even buying gifts, you're doing it from a point of knowledge, not guesswork. You're not wondering, why are people not being appreciative of what I'm doing? But really, it's because you don't know what they prefer and what they like. But you should, when you study them, it gives you an opportunity to relate to them from a point of positive. We are told also another opportunity that we have is to teach, as dads, is to teach our children to be able to know, problem-solving skills. And we are told from the age 2 years, if your children are 2 years and above, all the way to 18 or even more, even older than that, we also have that opportunity to give them tasks every day, problem-solving problems. Give them opportunities to solve problems. And we are saying opportunity, we are calling it age-appropriate tasks, which are able to help them to tap on their problem-solving skills. And so if it is for a 2-year-old, you want to give them a task. I want you to arrange, I want you to push this, I want you to push that, I want you to face this side. Age-appropriate tasks, which will teach them problem solving skills. And I know there are so many other things that we can be able, as parents, we can be able to you can be able to do with our children. But the idea is always, as I said, staying positive and demonstrating a spirit or an attitude that is positive as you spend time with them. One of the things I do appreciate myself when I was growing up is taking walks with my dad, just the two of us. And that really helps me to know that he didn't choose to walk with his friend. He chose to walk with me. And that helped me to feel so much loved. So even adding to your list of many things, and I'm sure you've read many things, many books, even adding to the list that you can be able to take a walk. You can be able to learn even a skill together. You can be able to do things, to play different games, even aerobics, even jogging. And one of the things that does is that, especially when girls feel that they are relating with their father closely, it does help them even to be able to relate with God better, because we relate with God as God the Father. And so it gives you a sense of peace at the back of your mind to know that God is a loving Father. And where does that come from? When we have a relationship with a loving earthly Father. So I hope that gives you an opportunity to know. It gives you one or two tips. I already know that you're doing so much, but it gives you one or two tips to know how to be able to better your relationship with your children. Thank you.